The heavier your lift looks, the less muscle you might actually be training. That sounds wrong, but it explains why so many people train hard for months and see limited results. The real problem is not effort. It is misdirected effort driven by ego lifting. Most lifters believe progress is measured by weight on the bar, so they add load, sacrifice control, shorten range of motion, and use momentum to complete reps. On the surface, it looks like intensity, but internally the stimulus is changing. Your body does not reward weight. It responds to mechanical tension placed on specific muscle fibers. And that tension depends on control, positioning, and consistency, not just load. Once form breaks, the system shifts. The target muscle is no longer doing most of the work. Secondary muscles, joints, and connective tissue begin to compensate. You are still moving the weight, but you are no longer training the same pattern. This is where the illusion begins, because the set feels harder. You breathe heavier, you fatigue faster. And your brain interprets that as progress, but fatigue is not the same as stimulus. You can spend more energy while delivering less tension to the muscle that actually needs it. This is why two people can lift the same weight and get completely different results. While one controls the movement and directs tension precisely, the other survives the rep using whatever system is strongest in that moment. Same load, different outcome. If you want training that actually produces results, not just effort, subscribe and like the video, because next we break down exactly how bad form changes the mechanics of the lift itself. Once your form breaks, you are no longer doing the same exercise. You are solving a different problem. Every lift is defined by mechanics, joint angles, leverage, and range of motion. When these stay consistent, the target muscle carries most of the load, especially in the length and position where tension is highest and hypertrophy signals are strongest. But when the weight exceeds your control, the body adapts instantly. It shortens the movement, shifts positioning, and redistributes force to stronger or less fatigued structures. This is not random, it is efficiency. Your nervous system does not care which muscle you intended to train. It only cares about completing the task. So if your chest cannot press the weight cleanly, your shoulders and triceps take over. If your quads cannot control the squat, your hips and lower back step in. The lift continues, but the stimulus moves. Research consistently shows that longer range of motion produces better hypertrophy outcomes compared to partial reps. Controlled tempo, typically within a few seconds per rep, helps maintain that tension instead of letting momentum take over. When you lose both range and control, you lose the conditions that make a rep effective. This is where most lifters misunderstand intensity. They think pushing to failure guarantees growth, but only effective reps, the ones where the target muscle is under high tension, actually drive adaptation. If your form collapses as you approach failure, those final reps stop being productive. They become junk volume, high fatigue, low return. A simple example is the lat pull down. With clean form, you control the stretch overhead and pull through a stable torso, keeping tension on the lats. But when the load is too heavy, you lean back, reduce the stretch, and turn the movement into a row. The weight increases, but the lat does less work. Same machine, different exercise. And this is the turning point. Once you repeat this pattern, you are not just having inefficient workouts. You are teaching your body the wrong movement. The real danger of bad form is not immediate failure. It is delayed realization, because everything feels like it is working. You add weight. The sets feel harder. You leave the gym exhausted. From the outside, it looks like progress, but internally, the signal is inconsistent. And over time, that creates a gap between effort and adaptation. This is where the illusion forms. As technique breaks down, especially near failure, your ability to judge RIR, reps in reserve, becomes unreliable. You think you are one rep away from failure, but the target muscle may have already stopped being the limiting factor. Other muscles take over, the movement continues, and the set feels intense. But the stimulus to the intended muscle has already plateaued. So you push harder, and that makes the problem worse. Research on training effort shows that lifters often misjudge proximity to failure, particularly under heavier loads. Without stable technique, effort becomes a poor indicator of effectiveness. You are working hard, but not precisely. At the same time, fatigue continues to accumulate. Not productive fatigue, but low efficiency fatigue, energy spent without proportional return. This reduces performance in later sets, slows recovery between sessions, and gradually limits progression. What feels like a plateau is often just the outcome of repeated inefficient training. There is also a structural cost. When muscles stop controlling the load effectively, stress shifts toward joints and connective tissue. Over time, this increases the risk of irritation and overuse, not necessarily from a single mistake, but from repeating small deviations under load. But the deeper issue is psychological. You believe you are progressing because the numbers are going up, because the effort feels high, because the workouts are difficult. But months later, the results do not match the input. Strength gains become inconsistent. Muscle growth slows. Motivation drops, not from lack of discipline, but from lack of direction. It is like following a slightly incorrect map. Every step feels right, but the destination never gets closer. And by the time you notice, you have already invested significant time into a system that was never fully working. The answer is not to avoid heavy training. The answer is to qualify it. Most people treat weight as the starting point. They ask, how much can I lift? Yeah, but the better question is, guys, can I control this load without changing the movement? When execution is consistent, same setup, same range, same tempo, the load has a clear job. Every increase in weight increases tension in the same muscle in the same pattern. That is when progressive overload becomes real, not just visible. The American College of Sports Medicine consistently emphasizes that resistance training is effective when it is properly executed and repeatable. That word, repeatable, is critical. If your form changes as the weight increases, you are not progressing. You are just changing the task. This is what advanced lifters do differently. They standardize their reps. Nothing changes except the load. That is why their progress is predictable. And this leads to a simple rule. Here's how you apply it immediately. Take one main lift and reduce the load by 10 to 20%. Then enforce control. A 2 to 3 second eccentric, hit the same depth or range every rep, end the set the moment your form changes. Then you increase the weight. Not before. This does not make training easier. It makes it accurate. And once accuracy is in place, intensity becomes productive instead of misleading. If you want training that actually delivers results, not just fatigue, subscribe and like the video, because this is where most people go wrong and why most people stay stuck. The weight only matters when your form gives it purpose.